Hello, hello. All right, welcome back, everyone. We are getting closer and closer to being done with our skeleton torso. Oh, just real quick, I went ahead and I sanded down. This is a me step. This is not a you step. It'll work perfectly fine if you don't do this. But I like to sand down this neck peg just a little bit more to give me the extra range of motion to like, turn his head uh, just a little bit more down further. So that is a me thing, not necessary. Um, that's just, like I said, a me thing. But all right, getting into it, we want to match these bones absolutely to the factory bone. So what we're going to do is we're going to get into our Typhon Ash, give it a little extra shake, throw it in there. All right, got our big brush. We're going to go in and load up our dish so we got plenty. A quick note, when you're mixing paint, it's better to estimate a little bit on the more side as compared to the conservative side. So that way you don't have to go back to the drawing board and keep mixing. Now, I enjoy mixing. It's not a problem, but from the standpoint of, hey, we got a project, we want to get done with it, it's nice to not have to keep mixing the same color again, especially if you're new to mixing and you're a little bit worried that, oh, I may not get that exact color again. So, all right, I'm going to add the black down at the very bottom of my dish. Put the lid on so I'm not going to spill that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to touch in just very slightly. And then we're going to go in and mix. A little is going to go a super long way here. So in we go. I'm bringing it up. And I can see that I'm no longer in a pure bone color. I can definitely see those shades, the shade of gray that's starting to work its way through the pigment and the paint. So I'm going to be real intentional, real slow in my assessment of that color so that I know when is too far. So, and if you're in doubt, you can always just set your brush to the side and you can get your piece real close in there. And we are almost there. So I'm going to, now what I'm going to do is this is again a me technique. There might be another way to do that. Perfectly fine. I'm taking a piece of the bristle and I'm pulling it out. Didn't mean to do that. So I pull out and down, and then I start dabbing on the side of the dish that won't be in contact with the paint that I'm trying to mix. So that way I've just got a tiny bit, and that is it. That is it. And I am happy. I'm really happy with that, actually. Yeah, maybe the dish slipping away from my hand was just the accident I needed to. That is perfect. Wow. Yep. Set the brush down. There we go. I can see that in this bone. Now we're not going to go all over. We're not going to paint what is in the dish over everything. This is going to be again a dry brush technique. And we will not be using our big mixing brush. All right. So I've got a number 2 Royal Langnickel mixed media brush and pull that out. And here we go. We're just going to be dry brushing through here. And being intentional to not jab deep into those recessed areas of the ribs, those intercostal spaces that we spent such diligence and time getting uh, that definition there. We want to be intentional to not undermine our efforts. And we're going through and dry brushing, going through. All right. Now on the underside of these shoulder blades, I am going to be hitting this more instead of dry brushing it. And the reason for that, I am going thin, but the reason for that is because that is an area where there would be natural shadow. So I am inclined to make that part darker. Now, and when I say darker, do I mean that the bone would grow darker? No, what I mean is the point in which the eye is looking at that surface. And we hit the outside of that one. All right. Okay, I think that might be it. Oh, I need to get in here. I need to get right in there. Okay. And this just gives everything that extra definition. Okay, that's it. I gotta set it down because I'll just want to keep touching it because I love painting this piece. But there we go. Now, once that dries, we can stick our arms on. We can start assembling actually, because at that point we are there. So, but we're gonna let this dry. We're gonna take another look at it, and then from there we can start putting them together. So, hopefully you're having fun with this one from start to finish. And if you're just jumping in now towards the end, definitely check out the previous videos to find out how we got to where we are now. And I'll see you in the next.